Hey, how's it going? West Coast Johnny. It's Christmas morning. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. I came out to work on my Scamp trailer because we have an issue with the door that just happened. Because I took it out on the open road the other day and everything's great. But I do have a crack on my door. And the latch broke. It won't stay shut. Let me show you what I'm doing. Follow me. Alright, let me show you what my dilemma is. So, I bought this lock a while ago, over a year ago, and I was wondering and pondering how I was going to install it. And, see that? And I had an RV guy who was doing some stuff for me. He saw that and he said, I could install that, so he did. But unfortunately, the repair isn't, what he did isn't holding up. So I got this big crack in my, see all that fiberglass? It's all cracked. So, okay, but the other problem, see how this broke off? This broke off. This piece was like this. And if you look at the screw holes, the screws weren't even going in anything. They were just going in between the layers of fiberglass. And they weren't even really tight because I noticed they were loose and I could actually unscrew them with my fingers. And then this just fell off. And then this, I noticed this was cracked and then it just broke off. And that's just Bondo. So really the only thing holding, if someone pulled hard enough, they could have broke the Bondo. And then my trailer door would have opened up. So that's not really cool. So now I'm going to probably cut this whole thing out and just replace it the right way. And then I'm going to take this apart. Well, I'm going to actually, first I'm going to sand all this up and I'm going to fix this fiberglass. Here's what we have. We want to fiberglass this metal to the body. We're going to fiberglass it in place. It's going to be really nice. Clean this off with acetone. I got all the mill scale off, which is good. Otherwise the fiberglass wouldn't stick so well, believe it or not. So we're going to clean this up, glue it on with some Loctite. I got this Loctite right here, and I'm going to glue it in place, and when it sets up, I'm going to fiberglass it. So this does say it resists temperature, water, and shock. So that, see right there? That part. So that's good for me because I live in the desert. Also, any shock going down the road, the bumpiness, you know, whatever. So we're going to glue that in place and then we're going to fiberglass it in place. All right, now here in the trailer, I just marked where I'm going to cut because I'm going to put my mount for my curtain right here, and I'm going to fiberglass it directly to the shell so that I don't have any rivets going through everything to the outside. I don't want to do that. And then I'm going to, once it's fiberglassed in place, I'm going to put the elephant skin back. It'll look really nice. So that's one side. It's going to be right about there too. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. It's going to be basically like this again, but it's going to be fiberglassed in place. Okay, I got it up there. It's glued on, and I checked it and it ain't going anywhere, but I'm still going to fiberglass it all in place. Once it's fiberglassed and then I carefully put the elephant skin back up, it's good, and paint it and stuff, it's going to look beautiful, and it's never going to fall off, and I won't have any rivets. So that's what I got. You know, I just had to sand all this down so I can glue that on. Cleaned it with acetone first. So I'm going to go ahead and do this side, and then I'm going to go ahead and move my interior stuff I got in here, and I'm going to climb back in there and put those up today. Alright, I got that all sanded down really nice. I'm going to clean it. With some acetone. Now, I painted this little piece copper, so I had to, well, this isn't the one, but, oh, I didn't do it yet. Okay, I gotta sand this off so there's no paint, because you don't want to just glue the painted surface to the fiberglass. You want to get down to the bare brass. Okay, that's all cleaned with acetone. So I'm on my mattress, but I put a towel down here to catch all the dust and stuff, because I don't want to have to clean everything again. Okay. I'm going to put that right there. Stuff's working really good too. This is the third one. Okay. So I put a bunch of this on, and it just flows behind and everywhere, and because this dries really hard. So I'm gonna let that set up. And I'm gonna go to the fourth one. Then we're gonna seam seal it real nice. The only cuts we're gonna have to make are for these guys. So you'll see it's gonna turn out pretty nice. Okay, so right now I have all 4 of my curtain rod holders where they need to be, so that when they set up I can fiberglass them in place. So this one right here, this one right here. So if tomorrow is not warm enough, which I don't think it's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and just put a heater in here and heat this up so I can fiberglass these guys. As far as the door repair, I really can't do a whole lot, I don't think, because it's going to have to be all done from outside, and it's going to be too cold to fiberglass tomorrow. So right now I can see this is kind of drying up. That glue is in there. It's all set up. It's really hard stuff. See that? So I'm going to go ahead and mask the chrome off really nice, and I'm going to start sanding this big crack out. See that big crack? See that? It cracked. So like I said, I had somebody else install this. It's the one thing I didn't do, and that's the one thing I guess I should have done myself. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this all up right here. Alright, so what I did, I went ahead, I sanded down through the gel coat into the fiberglass, down through the new fiberglass, and there was like a piece of wood and some filler right here, and all this is fiberglass. So what I'm going to do now, I ground it down. You can almost feel it, like it's at least right about here. It's up almost 3/16 of an inch lower. So that's great, because I'm going to fiberglass this really nice so that this crack will go away, stay away, and then we're going to do our body fillers and our finishing putties and the whole, prime, and then I'm going to roll and tip this area again, because I also have to roll and tip my gravel guard. We'll do that at the same time. So the acetone cleans everything. You want all the dust out. So unfortunately, I'm at a standstill because everything now needs fiberglassing, but because of the weather, it's just too darn cold. It's just about finished, literally. I mean, I already took it out. Like I said, I took it to Shelter Island and got a picture of this next to the Bali High. It's like a Mr. Bali High statue. It's kind of a famous San Diego icon. So here we are. All right. Well, it's getting kind of cold out. It's getting dark out. And I'm going to call it a wrap. But I want to tell you, please stick around for part 2 of this video, because part 2 is going to be all the finish work of what we started today. It's going to be all the fiberglassing, sanding, the painting, the rolling and tipping and whatnot. So you want to see how well this turns out. It's going to be really amazing. And I also want to give a special shout out to 65 Chevy Stepside, because 65 Chevy Stepside commented the other day. They asked how I was going to install my curtain rod holders if I wasn't going to use rivets, because the original ones were in with rivets, and I didn't want to do that. So because of that comment, I got the idea of maybe making a video about it, because I was just going to put them in real quick, and I decided, I'm going to film this. So thanks again, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for subscribing, all my new members. I'll talk to you later.